to see you, dear.
Micro-affections are just the smiles, the expressions of concern, the fact that she has a clock that shows her where her kids are because she cares so much, you know? The thing about traditions and rituals, they don't just happen. You have to think of them and make them work.
Yeah.
And not just get caught up in the life of buying groceries, doing laundry, doing homework, repeat.
The entire Weasley family, and especially the Burrow, just feels like wrapping up in a warm blanket. It feels like living with the family that I never had.
The way she and Arthur celebrate their children's victories is beautiful.
Congratulations on making Gryffindor. Your father and I are so proud.
Time after time, they put themselves in harm's way to look after each other. And in real life, you may not put yourself in literal harm's way, but you might put yourself in social harm's way, because that's what families do, and that's how you make it work. As you pull together, you bond together, you're there for each other in the hardest of times. Hello and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist, and I love Weasleys.
I'm Alan Seawright, professional filmmaker, and I'm a Gryffindor?
Yes, you are. We're going to be talking about 5 keys to happy families and what that looks like.
I assume we're learning about that from the Weasleys.
The Weasley clan, one of just the most beautiful creations in the whole Potterverse. We just want to say for our trans viewers and for viewers who are allies of that community, we see you, we support you, we love you. We know that this is a hot topic, and we are just responding to the art.
Listen, J.K. Rowling's got problems, and Harry Potter is great. So, I don't know what to say. Like, if you want to boycott it, awesome. If you don't, like me, and you think Harry Potter is good, and you're pissed at J.K. Rowling, that's cool too.
Watching these films and reading these stories, you really get the sense of what a happy, warm home is like.
The entire Weasley family, and especially the Burrow, just feels like wrapping up in a warm blanket. It feels like living with the family that I never had.
So, number 1 is lead with love. Take a look. Dentist, prison, lost Quidditch.
The potential places where kids could be in this world is so weird.
Prison is right next to dentist. They're lost.
It's not much, but it's home.
I think it's brilliant.
Where have you?
The squeak on have.
To see you, dear. Bed's empty. No note. Car gone. You could have died. You could have been seen. Of course, I don't blame you, Harry, dear.
This was literally my best friend's mom, shrieking at them and turning to me. Oh, hello, dear. Like,
Bars on your
constantly.
window, Ronald Weasley. Come on, Harry. Time for a spot of breakfast. Here we are,
man.
Harry.
So just the warmth of the home when they say it's not much. I mean, first of all, I don't think they look especially poor.
No,
Mummy, have you seen my jumper?
Yes, dear, it was on the cat.
it was on the cat.
What it looks like is rustic,
Yeah.
you know, but it's a beautiful home, and what makes it home is it feels lived in.
Yes.
Bit annoying, really.
Morning, Weasleys! What a night. 9 raids. 9!
Raids?
Dad works in the Ministry of Magic.
I will be completely old-fashioned and put a plug in for family dinners. As
Oh,
being-
family dinners are amazing. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it is so, it's crucial when you can do it for the bonding.
And who are you?
Oh, sorry, sir. I'm Harry, sir. Harry Potter.
Good Lord. Are you really? Ron's told us all about you, of course. When did he get here?
This morning, your sons flew that enchanted car of yours to Surrey and back last night.
Did you really? How'd it go? I mean, that was very wrong indeed, boys. Very wrong of you.
How many times have you done that exact thing with your kids? Because for me, it's like weekly.
What exactly is the function of a rubber duck?
You know how I always start the show by saying that I'm a licensed therapist? Well, while I went on to earn my master's degree in marriage and family therapy to become a licensed therapist, I started with a bachelor's in psychology. So if you're thinking about a career as a counselor or a therapist, you may want to start with a bachelor's degree in psychology just like me. I'm so excited to tell you about today's sponsor, Southern New Hampshire University. SNHU has one of the largest accredited nonprofit online degree offerings in the country. Let me tell you a little bit about their psychology program. In this program, you'll explore the inner workings of the human mind and lay the groundwork for diverse career paths where it's critical to understand human behavior. You can focus on several interesting concentrations, such as addictions, applied psychology, child and adolescent development, forensic psychology, mental health, and social psychology. Not only will a bachelor's degree in psychology from SNHU prepare you for a wide variety of career paths, but it will give you a strong foundation for additional advanced degrees that you need to treat patients in clinical settings. SNHU is radically affordable. Their online tuition rates are some of the lowest in the nation. Go to snhu.edu/cinematherapy, the link is also in the description below, to see what courses you could take and to request free information about the program. When you request information, a real person will hop on the call and discuss how the program can benefit you personally. It only takes one click to find your calling. There's actually not a lot of specific dialogue I wanted to react to in that scene as much as the
just
overall...
the feeling, right?
And that's the thing about a happy family. It's the, we hear the phrase microaggression a lot, right?
Sure,
in various contexts. In a happy family, it's microaffection.
Oh.
I think I may have just coined that. I want $10 every time it's used.
Yes, please.
Microaffections are just the smiles, the expressions of concern, the fact that she has a clock that shows her where her kids are because she cares so much, the fact that she chews her boys out, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
That's
totally affectionate.
because the message that they're getting is how much that she cares about them and their safety.
I love you. I'm worried about you. Don't smash up Dad's car.
And no kid loves that. But there's something about Molly Weasley where it doesn't feel condescending or like the kids are going to walk away thinking my mom hates me.
Right.
If anything, they're just going to think my mom worries too much.
Yeah.
But they're not going to think my mom hates me.
She looks nurturing.
There's such a warmth there, even when she's mad.
Yeah, and part of that is her performance. Part of that is just her overall look. And, it's being helped out a lot by the production design.
Yeah.
The design of that house, it's like they took every possible homey thing and crammed it all in there.
Yeah.
And you get that feeling, the lighting is warm, and it's just like, it's just cozy.
And one thing I love about Molly and Arthur and the entire Weasley family, but especially Molly, is how much she takes Harry under her wing.
Yeah.
Our buddy Sharon, his mom, after my mom passed away, she
basically just adopted you.
She became an Indian Molly Weasley and had me over for Indian food with their family every Sunday. And I was like Harry, just like at the table. And people need that. Part of leading with love is the traditions. There's traditions and there's rituals, right? Rituals is things you do every day. We have breakfast together every day. Traditions are, we see in Order of the Phoenix, how they celebrate Christmas, right? And how she says in that moment that Harry is as good as a member of her family,
right, in
her eyes. The way she and Arthur celebrate their children's victories is beautiful. And even sending the howler,
Yes.
It's an act of love, a very British act of love.
Toffee Nut is really good. You can buy it. It's really good.
Buy it from our store. The link is below.
Really good. It's really good.
So speaking of rituals and traditions, let's take a look at number 2, which is fun and bonding.
Here we go. Daddy's back.
I'm not laughing against her. I'm laughing because she slammed him down when he was hurt.
Presents.
And a nice big box for Ron.
Big box for him. And,
They switch.
I want to see your faces.
Yes.
Try it on.
Thanks, Mum. It's perfect.
Just what he wanted, actually. Yeah.
Just what you want.
Let's clear this way. Oh, Harry. There you are. Happy Christmas. Thank you.
The thing about traditions and rituals, they don't just happen. You have to think of them and make them work.
Yeah.
And not just get caught up in the life of buying groceries, doing laundry, doing your homework, repeat.
Along with this is a tradition, but they also, really go out of their way to make time to do sort of bigger things, like taking all the kids to the Quidditch World Cup. That was a big stretch for them, particularly early in my career. Didn't have money, and so instead of like taking the kids to Disneyland or doing kind of the Quidditch World Cup things that you can do now, you can do the real world. This is not history. Okay. I understand how time works.
It's more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
We would go out of our way and go camping and go on hikes and do stuff like that. And it's, a similar thing. And it's work. Like, I didn't appreciate as a kid how much work it takes to build a family dynamic like that.
Yeah. It has to be intentional. That's the thing that you keep coming back to, is it
doesn't happen on accident.
Just making as much as you can about connection. And it's harder now, I think, than it was when we were growing up, because now people just do this.
Yeah.
And not having intentional time to set your phone aside. And the most damning thing for me is I'm the parent, and I catch myself being the one like, yep. And I have to remind myself, put this down and look your freaking kid in the eye.
Yeah.
and actually bond and connect. I think you can relate, it sounds like.
I am so glad that they love Terraria as much as they do, and I could not possibly care less.
Hey, look, new game, new world, exciting.
This is important to my child. Yeah, really? You got a crafting, enchanting table? I don't even know what happens in Terraria. What kind of sword do you have?
I know a lot about Minecraft now.
Yeah.
Because I just care about them. Number 3 is support each other's dreams and ambitions. The parents weren't super supportive of this because the twins dropped out of school.
Right.
But the siblings were all about it. Yeah. They supported their brothers 100%.
Well, and as soon as they learn that the twins are actually going to be successful at it, they immediately get on board.
Yeah.
To their credit.
That this isn't some half-cocked scheme. And I like to think they may have gotten on board before the shop was a success, but the twins are like, here's our plan, here's our model,
stuff. Yeah.
Like, oh, you've actually given this some thought.
Yeah, they really do work. Then again, the way we hear it, sis, you're doing just fine on your own.
Meaning?
Are you not currently dating Dean Thomas?
Oh, Harry.
It's none of your business.
Oh gosh, McCormick!
Oh!
How much for this?
McLagan.
Galleons.
Cormac McLagan.
5 galleons. I'm your brother. 10 galleons.
Oh my gosh.
So Arthur's muggle fascination. Family backs him 100%.
Sure.
What exactly is the function of a rubber duck?
Even though in the wizarding world,
Totally looked down on, doesn't make a ton of money.
You look at actual social issues, Dad's a sympathizer with a marginalized group.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the other wizards look down on him for it, and his family's like, we got your back.
Yeah.
Is it Charlie who's the Dragoneer?
Charlie and Bill are not in the movies very much, and I've read the books. We're talking about the movies. It's cinema therapy. It's not literature therapy.
Yeah.
Movies.
But no matter what people's interests are, the family has their back.
Yeah, for sure.
The only thing that I would do differently about the Weasleys if the story were being written today is I would give Molly a bit more to do with her life other than she's a mom and a wife.
Stay-at-home mom.
She's an excellent mom and wife. Well, I'm not even saying she has to have a career.
Listen,
if she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, that's fine.
But ton to do. How many kids do they have?
Yeah,
11?
yeah. If she wants to be a stay-at-home parent, I think that's fine for either gender. Like, I think that's as valid an option as any.
For sure.
But make her more than she's a mom and a wife. Because that's kind of what defines her. She's excellent at it, but I'd like to see Molly have an interest and Arthur support her, something like that.
She used to be a Quidditch player. Like, she was big time on the Quidditch pitch,
You're saying she was? Is that
no,
from the
that
books?
would be no, that would
oh,
be
that
cool.
would be cool. Yeah,
right?
that would be absolutely. Now we're gonna get into the weepy stuff.
Oh no.
We're gonna talk about comfort during hard times.
I've
Number
been
4.
doing so well, and now I'm not going to.
Where's George?
Got an ear blown off.
How are you feeling, Georgie?
Saint-like.
Come again?
Saint-like. I'm holy. I'm holy, Fred. Get it?
The whole wide world of ear-related humour, and you go for I'm holy. That's pathetic.
Reckon I'm still better looking than you.
Mad Eye's dead.
Oh man.
My actual dad.
Right? That's so wild to me. I love that Fred and George can tease each other and has gallows humor, and it doesn't take away from the gravity of the scene. It just shows their affection for each other. My siblings and I have a terrible gallows humor joke.
Oh no.
Which only we get to say to each other.
Okay.
Which is, word to your dead mother.
Ooh, boy.
Right?
Wow.
It's terrible.
That's dark for the Decker clan.
That sounds a little dark for you.
Oh man, but it's a shared loss.
Sure.
And the absurdity of it, and the knowledge that, because I believe my mom continues to exist, so the knowledge that if she's still around,
she's somewhere laughing at it.
She's laughing or going, oh. It's more the second one.
What she's doing is she's eye rolling, and then she's going around the corner and giggling a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
So this is what your mom would do.
There is power in our darkest times being able to laugh together. Or cry together, like this.
Oh, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
So I have a filmmaking question.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not going to gather myself. It's just going to get worse before it gets better. What's the filmmaking question?
When you adapt a book,
yeah,
you have to adapt the book.
Sure, yeah, you can't keep everything.
Which a lot of fans don't like in any way, shape, or form, but that's why the books exist.
Yeah.
Should.
They're wrong. You can read the book.
Yeah.
Books and movies are two different things.
That was 15, 20 seconds?
Sure.
And granted, as I recall in the book, it's a pretty short moment too.
It's not super long, but it's, half a page, I think.
Yeah. But I look at this, and I'm paying attention to all of the different Weasley actors, including the Percy actors back in there with his hand on his dad's shoulder, and the body language of everybody, because you have to communicate a lot in a short time and have it land with the audience, and it's all nonverbal.
Yeah.
Stage the scene. How would you do that?
I would not presume to tell David Yates his business. He's real good at it. No, listen, if I had to direct that scene, I would approach it in a very similar manner. I love having Molly obviously feeling it, but being strong for her kids.
Yeah.
Presumably, later on, she and Arthur are going to have some cry time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a big soft light over the top. There's not a lot of directional light. There's not a lot of light in people's faces, which there wouldn't be. Like, you don't want a lot, a glowing, beautiful face when people are experiencing just catastrophic loss like that. And the scene is played not as it was a heroic good death. This is horrible. War sucks. Obviously they, have to for the story. It's quiet. It actually cuts around a little bit quicker maybe than I would. But there's a lot of characters and you want to give each of them the moment that they need.
Yeah.
While still making it, it's still a Harry Potter movie.
I'm Harry Potter, school is for losers, I'm totally awesome.
Well, I like the wide shot and of the whole family, and it holds there. If this is a 20-second scene, however long the scene is, it feels like half of it is that wide shot of the family, and you get a chance to take in what every actor is doing.
Right.
And really feel the loss for the whole family before you come in on Ron weeping over the body. And yeah, that's just beautiful to me. And that reminds me of the day my mom passed away. I was here. I was in Utah. My family was in Arizona, and they all lived there. So they were all together all day. And it was 3 days before Christmas. And trying to get me a flight out of here was, but we got me there late at night. And when I came in, it was a lot like that. Mm-hmm. There was no body on the ground, thank heavens. But still, the crying and the hugging and that day, my siblings and I have been very close, closer than we ever were before since that day.
Yeah.
Because that's what families do, and that's how you make it work. As you pull together, you bond together, you're there for each other in the hardest of times. And number 5 is stand up for each other, have each other's back, and there's no better scene for this than this.
So it's one of 2. Which one is it? Yep, it's that one.
Not my daughter, you bitch!
I love the fear in Bellatrix's eyes. And then Molly's.
Oh, man. I actually do have a note on that one.
Yeah.
I would have shot that just slightly differently. So, the way, and I can't remember if this is in the book or not. I don't remember how the scene plays in the book.
I do, and we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay, so Molly says, "Not my daughter, you bitch." Hits her once, and then, Bellatrix kind of laughs, comes back at her, and she has a moment where she's back on her heels.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had Molly immediately launch into full-fledged attacks, and it kind of, catches Bellatrix off her guard for a second.
Yeah.
And then Bellatrix is like, "Ooh, fun," and starts fighting back, and Molly just never comes out of, like, Terminator mode.
Yeah.
And Bellatrix is, like, having fun for a minute. She's like, "Ha," and then she slowly, like, I would have dragged it out a little bit longer.
This scene
and
needed to be longer.
She slowly starts to, like, oh no, and she gets really, really, really desperate, and Molly is just a Terminator, just walking straight at her the whole time.
Honestly, Bellatrix tortured Hermione. She's done a bunch of terrible stuff. I agree with you. Like, drag out the scene.
Yeah.
Give Bellatrix a very satisfying death.
Yeah, this was fun, but it could have been, like, it was one of the few things in the Yates Harry Potter movies where I was just like, give me a little more zhuzh.
Yeah, I get that. This is one of the rare instances. Normally, I'm not like, well, that's not how I had it in my mind. Normally, I'm like, it's a movie. They're going to do things differently.
They're going to adapt it the way they're going to adapt it. Let's enjoy it.
But watching the scene just now, I'm enjoying the nuances of the performances of the actors.
Okay.
From Bellatrix's glee to her growing fear to Molly's just... I read it in the books like she was unhinged, and that made it super fun.
Right.
Here, she's like steady and controlled, which is another
cold.
cool and cold, which is a cool read on it. But standing up for each other. I mean, I think of how she comes to Ginny's rescue here, all the different times. George and Fred have this thing where they get to tease Ron, but they're the only ones who do.
Right.
Like, he's our brother, we have that right. But if you try and tease him,
we're gonna annihilate you.
Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with us, which I think is actually kind of beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Just time after time, they put themselves in harm's way to look after each other. And in real life, you may not put yourself in literal harm's way. I'm laughing because of the story that came to mind, but you might put yourself in social harm's way. As an adult, my sister apologized to me, and I said, "Why?" And she says, "Well, one time I was walking back from elementary school with my friends, and I was 2 grades younger than her, and her friends saw me goofing off and being an idiot walking ahead of them, and they said, 'Isn't that your brother?' And she says, 'Not my brother.'" And she says, "I've carried that inside of me for more than 20 years. And I owe you an apology."
Oh, Summer. That's so
that was
sweet.
Shannon.
That was Shannon. Okay.
But having each other's backs and standing up for each other. And as we go through these 5 things, it's time to take an inventory. How am I showing up in my family?
Yeah.
Am I doing this for the people that I love? And if I'm not, what simple changes can I make to show up differently or to make amends?
A lot of what you do to build a strong family, and that's, as a parent or as a child or as a brother or a sister, just start being, conscious about this stuff.
It's microaffection.
It's microaffections.
Yeah.
I freaking love that term. We really need to trademark that.
You want my property? You can't have it.
So until next time,
what is the function of a rubber duck?
Ron Weasley, how dare you steal that car?
Oh my gosh.
And watch movies.
My ear's bleeding.
Sorry. My apologies.
We want to thank our patrons who helped bring us this episode.
Especially Jeffrey Hale, Naomi Haywood, Avery Panganaban, Wes, and Jackie Zamaripa. You're awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you for helping us bring the show to the masses.
To everyone.